Hi class. This week we have the draft of the leadership plan that's due. And I wanted to talk about it and give you some instructions so that you're better prepared. We're also going to talk about the final draft due in week 9 so that you know the expectations. So, instructions. It says use a word processing program. I want you to use Microsoft Word, please. That's the accepted format for Harrison College. Write your first draft of your leadership development plan, and then you'll submit it by Sunday of the end of this week. All right, I want you to use your outlines that you started in week 7, and if you've submitted those outlines, you've already gotten feedback. You can also use ideas incorporated in weeks 8 and weeks 9 in the discussions and in the assignments that identified your strengths and weaknesses. Once you complete your draft of your plan, submit it. It should be at least 6 pages long. I want you to strive toward 6 pages for the draft because the final project needs to be 6 pages long. So it's a good idea to try to get there as soon as possible so that the final project is not going to be short. Okay, I want you to include the following guidelines within your submission. Your leadership traits and characteristics, the ethics you would like to possess and represent, your leadership style, your follower style, how you plan to create teamwork in your organization or future organization, how you plan to embrace diversity and inclusion, your communication process, and how you plan to lead and manage change. These are all the components that I'm going to be looking for in your draft for this week. Now let's move on and talk about the final project that is due in week 11. You're going to use the outline that you started in week 9, ideas that you've incorporated in weeks 8 and 9 to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and the feedback I've given you on your rough draft. You're going to complete and submit your personal plan, and you're going to include the following elements: your leadership traits and characteristics, the ethics you would like to possess and represent, your leadership style, your followership style, how you plan to create teamwork in your organization or future organization, how you plan to embrace inclusion and diversity, your communication process, and how you plan to lead and manage change. This final project must be at least 6 pages in length, excluding your title page and your references page. I know it says bibliography here, but please do not title it bibliography. It should be references because that's APA 6th edition format. In accordance with APA 6th edition, here are the guidelines. 12-point font Times New Roman is typically the standard. It's easy to read. I don't want to see Arial or any other types of font. As you proceed in your educational endeavors, you're going to see that Times New Roman 12-point font is the standard for APA. I want it to be double spaced with indented paragraphs. Paragraphs should be indented 0.5. So set your indents to 0.5. Please watch out as you're looking at your papers that there is no additional space between paragraphs, because I'll notice that as I'm grading it. Everything needs to be double spaced. So just be sure as you print preview it before you submit it that you don't have additional space between paragraphs to try to fill up space. Make sure you have 1-inch margins on all sides. Make sure you've edited it for grammar, punctuation, and spelling. I will take points off for errors in the final submission. If you need, have someone else take a look at it, and someone that's good with grammar, punctuation, and spelling, and proofread it for you before you submit it so you can make corrections. Again, include an APA style cover page and include an APA style references page that includes your textbook readings and any assessments you took, and you need to cite in APA style. A good way to go out, I think it's Son of Citation Machine. I'm going to type that in here real quick. because this is a really good, if you search it in your Google search, it will help you to format your references easier. You can plug all the information in and get a citation formatted so that you can plug it in to that final slide. And if you have any other questions about that, please send me a message, or you can just comment on this announcement. That might be a better way to do things. Ask any questions that you have. So we have covered both what's due this week, so please focus on it, and then what's upcoming for week 9. I want you to be well prepared. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. My number can be found in my instructor profile, or you can send me a message in Canvas. Thank you so much.